start, everybody please turn their cell phones on vibrate. Just get that out of the way.
Turn your vibrators off.
That too.
Sorry.
So I'd like to start by telling the story of Jeff and Eddie. Let's start this happy couple's journey to matrimony with a little trip down memory lane. Jeff's roommate moved to DC, and while Jeff was visiting him there, he was introduced to this tall, handsome, blonde-haired boy that flashed by in a second and then disappeared into the crowd. 3 weeks later, Jeff's company suddenly transferred him to DC. This is what I call fate stepping in to lend a hand. Jeff pursued Eddie for weeks after moving to DC, but Eddie wouldn't give Jeff the time of day.
Go Eddie!
What Jeff didn't know was that fun group of boys he had met and was running around with was known as the Hell Sisters, and Eddie hated the Hell Sisters. Eddie had just assumed that Jeff was one of them, which he wasn't. Finally, one night in a quiet bar, Jeff was lucky enough to run into Eddie and one of his friends that Jeff happened to know. Finally, Jeff mustered up the courage to actually talk to Eddie and ask him out on a date. Their first date was at the fish market in Old Town, Alexandria. Jeff picked Eddie up in his 1966 yellow Pontiac LeMans. At the Garfinkel's department store where Eddie was working at the time. Jeff was sporting a badass bleached blonde red hair, which happened to be blowing in the wind since he was driving with the top down. Nice. Eddie was a vision in his khaki Gerbeau pants. This first date went quite well. 3 weeks later, Eddie moved out of DC and into Jeff's apartment in Old Town. This would be the first of a few moves that they would be making together. 1 year later, Jeff moved Eddie out of DC to Orlando, which I hear was not a happy moment for him. Let's just say turning 30 was not an easy number for Eddie to hit, and the idea of leaving DC was not the icing on the cake. Before leaving DC for Orlando, Jeff sat Eddie down and told him that he could not promise him that they would be rich, but he could promise him that no one would ever love him and take care of him better than he would. 24 years later, we are standing here bearing witness to that promise. They have lived in DC, Orlando, Kansas City, Rochester, and now New York City, where they have no intention of leaving. Through the years, they have become deeply embedded in each other's families, and their relationship continues to grow. Jeff's nieces and nephew always thought it was funny that Uncle Jeff chose to live with a gay man. They thought this for like 10 years. Eddie's Midwestern family, led by truck-driving, gun-toting Jerry Lee, was so quickly to accept who and what Jeff was to Eddie and welcomed him into the family. They are thankful to have collected so many wonderful and unique friends along the way. They are honored to have you all here today with their family, to help them finally be able to celebrate the love they have created and to make it official.
Yes.
We are gathered here today to witness the exchange of marriage vows of Jeff Saunders and Eddie Casson. If there is anyone present today who knows of any reason why this couple should not be married, Hold your peace. Do you, Jeff, solemnly declare that you take Eddie to be your spouse? Do you promise to love, cherish, and keep him for as long as you both shall live?
Hell yeah.
As a symbol of your promise to Eddie, please place the ring on his finger.
This is the fuck I love you.
Do you, Eddie, solemnly declare to take Jeff to be your spouse? Do you promise to love, cherish, and keep him for as long as you both shall live?
Yes.
As a symbol of your promise to Jeff, please place the finger on his ring.
The finger on his
Don't give him the
Inasmuch as you have consented to be united in the bonds of matrimony, and you have exchanged your wedding vows before all those present today, therefore, by the power vested in me by the state of New York, I am very proud to pronounce you married. You may now seal your vows with a kiss.